everyone, it's Miss Witten. Today we're going to talk a little bit about division. So a couple of things to remember to keep in mind while we are reviewing division are the vocab words and kind of how a division problem is going to be set up. So over here on this side you have your dividend. Remember, your dividend is always going to be your biggest number. It's the total amount of things that you have. Your divisor is going to be what you're dividing the dividend by. So how many equal groups there are going to be, for example, which we'll get into that in just a minute. And then lastly, you have your quotient, which is the answer to your division problem. So let's start with a strategy called equal groups. So if I'm given a division equation, let's say I'm given 15 divided by 3, and I need to find the quotient. Remember, that's your answer. So your dividend is 15. That's how many dots are going to be total. Your divisor tells you how many big circles you're going to draw. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 big circles. So I'm going to place a dot in each circle until I reach 15, just like this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's how I'm going to set up my equal groups. Now, your quotient, remember your answer, is going to be how many little dots are inside each circle. A good way to check that you did this right is that every single circle should have the same amount of dots in it. So circle 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The second circle has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Third circle has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that I did it right because they are broken up equally into even groups. So my quotient is going to be 5. And now for all those who are really great at multiplication, you could probably see that there's a relationship here, right? That if I just switch some things around, I could do 5 times 3 to get 15. So let's practice one more in equal groups because it's really one of my favorite strategies if I ever get stuck on a division equation because it always works. So let's do 14, 2. So my dividend, 14, is going to tell me how many dots I'm going to need to do total. 2 is how many equal groups I'm going to divide them up against. So I have 1 circle, I have 2 circles. So I'm going to put a dot in each circle until I reach 14, making sure that I hit every single dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so let's make sure that both of our circles have the same amount of dots. So circle 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My second circle, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they do equal each other, so my quotient is going to be 7. And again, my multiplication whizzes out there. You can probably see that if I turn some things around, 7 times 2 is going to equal 14. So another good strategy to use for division is something called arrays. This is something that we also use in multiplication. We just have to kind of do it a little bit differently. So if this is an array given for a division equation, your dividend is going to be how many dots or how many stars or hearts or smiley faces or whatever kind of symbol they give you. Remember, arrays are always going to be in rows and columns. Rows go side to side, right? And columns go up and down. So I know we learned some hand movements for that. You might be doing them at home. But for our first number is going to be our dividend. So our dividend, we want to count up every single little dot that there is in this array. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So my dividend is how many there are total, which is going to be 12. Then I'm going to put my division symbol. And I'm going to say there are 1, 2, 3 rows, right? So our divisor is going to be 3, and then my quotient is going to be how many circles there are or dots in each row. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 dots in each row, so 12 divided by 3 is going to equal 4. And last but not least, we do have the option of doing repeated subtraction. So this is kind of like repeated addition, but instead of trying to go up to the number, you are trying to subtract until you get down. So, for example, let's say I have 9 divided by 3. I'm going to do 9 minus 3 to get 6. Then I'm going to do 6 minus 3 to get 3. And then I'm going to do 3 minus 3 to get 0. So now I want to count how many times did I subtract 3. I have 1, 2, 3. So 9 divided by 3 equals 3. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please comment with any questions that you might have. Subscribe to our channel, and as always, happy learning!